Hi guys, today we'll be talking about The Great Gatsby. Now this book is barely 200 pages, even with very large printing. It's barely 200 pages, even it's so close, it's barely, and it is known as one of the most fabulous novels in America, followed by The Adventures of Huckleberry. And today we'll be talking about The Great Gatsby, which is written by F. Scott Fitzgerald. Fully, Francis Scott Fitzgerald. And let's get started. Now, the main character of this book isn't actually a man named Gatsby. It's actually a man, a friend of Gatsby called Nick Carraway. Get it? Caraway? Never mind. Now, Gatsby is one of Nick Carraway's friends. And Gatsby's real name is J. Gatsby. However, we're going to find out later that he will change his... Well, I'm not going to bluff this out. And then there's this another character, which is called Daisy Buchanan. She's rich. She's also rich because of her rich husband, Tom Buchanan. Now, when Tom and Daisy married, they became extremely rich, that they paid even for Nick's war in World War I. Yeah, that's true. And now when Nick first heard of Gatsby, it was from a woman called Jordan Baker. Jordan Baker, yeah, that's the name. Now that sounds like a guyish name to me, but it can be for girls. Yeah. Now it's just like that we just like to say that Jordan Baker is likely a bluffer. In The Great Gatsby, Jordan Baker was from almost the beginning of the novel, not exactly, but from about the beginning of the novel, she introduced Gatsby to Nick Carraway. However, Nick Carraway just met Gatsby for the first time when he was invited to one of Gatsby's parties. Now, Tom's parties are really lame. They're just he's drunk like everyone else, but then we go to some awesome parties, to Gatsby's house in West Egg. Now this is something that is really extraordinary. Almost everyone on his party is mega drunk, and Gatsby's the only one who wasn't drunk. He never even used his pool. Well, until the end of the novel, that is. Now, the weird thing is that Gatsby has a pool, but he doesn't use it. Gatsby has champagne, but he doesn't drink it. That doesn't even really make sense. And it turns out that all of these things were actually for Daisy, to win back Daisy Buchanan. And also there's the green light, and that represents the destiny of Gatsby's reunition with Daisy Buchanan. And calling Daisy Buchanan as Daisy, I don't know, Daisy Gatsby or something. Now, there's a flashback in the novel to Daisy and Gatsby's first meet. Well, Gatsby accidentally went to Daisy's house on a party, and then he went to her, and then they went into privately in the top floor room, and then they kissed each other. Look. Editors, cut that out. No, I will not. You gotta be kidding me. Anyways, moving on like this. There's even the offer, if it does any other sentence from the first sentence, there will be a mega confusion. The meaning of the first sentence in the previous book is the same, but the second one is the same. It isn't the same. Well, this happened in a lot of books, and the author wants to hook the reader in, but if he just does a plain old sentence, it won't work. So the author just resolves this problem by just doing a little beat. In my younger and more vulnerable years, my father gave me some advice that I've been turning over in my mind ever since. There's a beat to it. I can dance to it. There's a beat to it. I can dance to it. Get it? Yeah, you can. Now, this was all of the beats that can happen. And also, if you just try to play some music with The Great Gatsby's first line, of Nick Carraway saying stuff, it will be like, make it good or something. You can even dance to it. This is real. I even tried it myself. And all about the Great Gatsby thing is that, like, in the beginning, like, Gatsby was unknown, anonymous to Nick. But then later he slowly knew his fake then, and then he slowly knew the real him. At the end, he talked about his real self. And what, like, everything to Gatsby is like Daisy to him. He won't leave because of Daisy. He won't do anything because of Daisy. I mean, literally, this guy's everything is Daisy. Like, he's made of Daisy. No, not the flower Daisy. Well, at least he even got a yellow car. And later, if you remember from that flashback, I just said like 5 years ago. That was on 5 years ago. And later, 5 years later, everything's yellow. Like Gatsby's car is yellow. His lights are yellow. Probably even Daisy Buchanan's buttons on her dress is yellow. Literally, everything is yellow. Yeah. And also, this novel has the craziest and most drunkest drive in history. Like, there's this 3-wheeled car and then, like, somebody just crashes in there. And also, speaking of the yellow car, nearly at the end of the novel, just before the flashback was sent, Daisy Buchanan was driving the yellow car, but then she accidentally killed a woman. Just sprang up in front of her, and she like honked, and then and then the woman was killed. And then what did she do? Stop and confess? No, she ran away. And Gatsby says he will take the blame, though. So like this, if you like have anything you want to do with a friend and want your friend to be safe, you do something risk. Take the blame for yourself. Now Gatsby done that because that car was his, and everyone who knows his car will blame on him. So he was very worried, so he just hit the car. Hit the car. And then later Nick just found out that Daisy was driving the car and killed Myrtle, which is the woman. And then the husband of that woman literally got revenge, thinking that Gatsby was the killer, and he said God sees everything. Literally, God does see everything, but then I say that's an advertisement. And he has a gun and just kills Gatsby for revenge in the swimming pool, and also suicides himself. He's just suicided himself. Gatsby was found there, and then they couldn't even get anyone to attend Gatsby's funeral. Even Gatsby's dad couldn't even come. Like, well, there was a discussion group I was with during the Great Gatsby, and when the response of how many people went to Gatsby's funeral, I just said 1. Which is like the host of that meeting was like, what the heck, 1? Yeah. But moving on. This is nothing. But there is actually less than 5. There are like 4 people attended. There's like Henry C. Gatz, which is Gatsby's father. Now, why is Henry C. Gatz his father when Gatz is not Gatsby's last name? Well, it turns out that Jay Gatsby's real name is Gatz. And his father's name is Gatz. So he just ran away thinking about his sinking. In his imagination, he never accepted his parents to be his parents, though. In his imagination, he was the son of God. And his father even remarked something. Like this. If the boy ever lived, he could have just made out all of the treasure of America to a better nation. And I guess that like Henry C. Gatz came to the funeral just to get the money. Yeah, money. Well, like Gatsby haven't even written his will yet. Yeah, hasn't even written his will. I mean, literally, that's insane. And without the will, everyone will be competing about it. Competing for the money. And I guess Henry C. Gatz will get it. We'll get the money and then like live in the mansion, which is Daisy style, but he might not even know this or something. Also, I don't even believe that Henry C. Gatsby will even get the money, because I think Nick will get. And also at the end of chapter 8, there's like the Holocaust was complete. Now the Holocaust was in World War II, but this story's timeline is right after World War One. Like, how come is it like the Holocaust was complete when it's not even after World War One? And then I guess that Nick Carraway was writing this after World War One. I mean World War Two. So yeah. Now, I'd say that The Great Gatsby is one of the greatest mentioned books in the whole wide world. Is because of all of its story plot. Like, in the end, Gatsby gets killed, and then like they get guilty and stuff. And also, it shows us how to live a life. But don't live like Gatsby. I even found something on the website like, stay calm and party like Gatsby. Yeah. And also, yeah, this is basically it. Now, The Great Gatsby is also changed into a major motion picture now. But however, the weird thing that I say is that it never even got an award. Not even an Oscar award. It should have won one. It's particularly fabulous. The actors were right there. They even got a little man. I mean, a very good man to play like Gatsby. And also a beautiful woman that matches Daisy's description in The Great Gatsby. I mean, it should have gotten a major motion picture. Well, what do you think that the major motion picture of Gatsby would have got? And what do you think about this Great Gatsby book? Please write your answers in the comments below, or just email me at my email 20jur@naver.com. See ya!